The best way for your tax firm to save a pile of time this next tax season, it is not new tax software, it is tax intake software. The way that you gather docs from your clients. We're putting the final nail in the coffin of the old paper organizer. Today with this video sponsor, Stanford Tax. What is tax intake software, you ask? Check this out. I'm in the platform. We're gonna add a client. Let's say this is a returning client. Here's all the tax platforms supported by Stanford Tax right now. I'm gonna say Lacert, and it'll have me upload a Lacert backup file. So it walks me through the steps to do that. I'll just drop that file here, not just for one client, but for a bunch of clients. And that's one thing the best intake solutions like Stanford Tax provide, is the ability to request and gather information in bulk. Man, the amount of time we spend chasing clients one by one, no longer, okay? Don't get me wrong, I could certainly help clients one by one, but the default is bulk collection. Okay, it's generating checklists and questionnaires for those clients. And now they've been added to my master list of clients here. I can see the status for each one of them, not seen yet, because I haven't sent it to them, and the number of checklist items outstanding, which brings me to the second thing actually that I need from a great tax intake tool, 10,000 foot view monitoring. Because by the time you get into March, it's like, okay team, how's it looking? Who's got their stuff in? Imagine instead being in early March, piping every single one of your 1040 projects into Stanford Tax and being able to see the info collection status like in real time for all those clients in one place. You'll know if they've opened it. You can see that they've completed 9 of 12 of the checklist items. Compare that to sending out a fat stack of legacy organizers and chasing each of those clients, look at you go, chasing each of those clients all around individually. Let's send these bad boys off. First, I can preview the questionnaire if I want by clicking this little eyeball right here. I can copy a link to the questionnaire if I want to send a link myself or use the link in a different system, like if I want to include it with a proposal, for example. So they get the link when they make a deposit, an upfront payment for an engagement or something like that. Now over on the client side, here's what it looks like. A personalized note up top, and under that, a list of what we actually need according to the pro forma info. And this is the third thing that I need from a good tax intake tool, a customized document request list, the old DRL. Actually ask for the documents that the client has. Don't put a boilerplate thing in front of them every year. This is where practice management systems today are not good enough for me to handle my tax intake. Because the requests, the organizers, they're all generic. They're not ultimately driven by real pro forma data unless you customize them one by one. Okay, back in the platform, I'm the client. I'm gonna say, enter that questionnaire. 3 sections here, basic info, income, and deductions. Let's say my job changed. I'm now a commercial pilot.
Permission to change my occupation.
Permission granted. Okay, I'll cruise through the rest of the basic info questionnaire. Great job. Now to the income section. You'll see a sort of post-it note on the left here. We suggested some categories for you. Let you in on a secret? Stanford Tax, buddy, it just posted that note for you automatically. I didn't have to write that. With their advanced post-it note technology, it did it on its own. So it's making these suggestions based on what they had last year. But me, the client, I'm gonna say I had W-2 and dividend income. Takes me to a screen to upload my W-2s. Again, a note here, says I had a W-2 from Alphabet last year, advanced post-it note tech in action. I'll upload that, and then over to the dividend screen, had 2 of these last year, and I'll upload my 2 1099 divs. Cruising through the rest of this now. I'll just click through deductions here as well to get to the end. But wait, what about all this stuff, John? You had it last year, where is it? Now, if John tries to submit, look at this. Not so fast, John. So for each of these items, John's got to provide a reason for why he doesn't have it. First on this 1099 interest, possible reasons are, close the account, interest was under $10, haven't received it yet, already gave it to you. No, John, you did not give that to me yet, okay? I'd like to discuss this further or other. I'm just gonna say I haven't received it yet. Same for the next one. But look at this, for retirement contributions, the options are contextual to what that thing is. So here we've got didn't contribute, already gave it to you. You did it, John. You didn't give it to me, we'll provide it later. Would like to discuss, and other, I'll just say I didn't contribute. I'll provide this K1 later. I close this account and no longer in childcare. All right, now we can submit. We're taken to a confirmation page and look at the note up at the top here. You can come back at any time to upload additional documents. What? Do I actually want that? This is a smart thing that Stanford Tax does. And the fourth thing I need from my tax intake tool, let me add more stuff after they give me the initial stuff. This is arguably just as time consuming as the original intake process is the subsequent trickle of information. Okay, John, I need your stuff.
Can you just get started and I'll send you the rest when I have it?
No, John, you can't. There's a line of people who have all gotten their stuff in. You can get in line when you have all your info in. It's not hard. Okay, so John's status is now submitted. 3 of 9 checklist items completed. I'll drill into this. When the client submits a questionnaire, it all gets nicely bundled up here. And at any time, I can download this info into a bookmarked PDF. But this workpaper file here, it has special powers. So the first page is a checklist. What do I have and what do I still need? And I want to stress the amount of work that is normally required to just build this checklist, what I need versus what I have. After that, we've got the organizer, all the other goodies they provided. You see the occupation is highlighted in yellow because it changed.
10-4, good buddy. Acre breaker, good buddy.
And then after that, we've got all the other docs categorized and automatically renamed. But back to the checklist. Let's say old John swings by the office. He just got his 1099 interest from Bank of America. Hello, I'm a tax client and my name is John. Got that 1099 interest. We're gonna drag that bad boy right onto here and boom, look at that. It auto-identifies what the doc is and checks it off the list. You thought this was a static PDF work paper? Think again, big boy. Remember the special powers? Is that what I called it, or was it superpowers? If you think about why this is really powerful, as much as we try to force clients into a specific method of info submission, inevitably peripheral things come up. They trickle the docs in. They mail something to your office. They forward you an email with the statement. And the beauty of this here is I'm not only going to encourage my clients to use it, but my entire team. Anytime we get client docs, they're all gonna get submitted right here. My admin staff, who's going through the mail, my professional staff, who's getting these emails from clients, everybody is collecting information the same way so that every time a bit of info comes through the door, it goes through the same process. It all gets collected in Stanford Tax. Then when we zoom back out, actually, we can see all that stuff in one place. Now we can see John has 4 of 9 items. And regardless of who's adding more docs to the client, this list of all my clients is always up to date. And once everything is in, then I download it all, I hand the PDF off to a team member to start working on the return. Now, one last thing, because we actually haven't sent any of these out yet. I'm gonna filter this list by not seen yet, not sent. I'm gonna select all, say send questionnaire. They can actually be sent either via my own email or a white labeled email from Stanford Tax. I'm just gonna do that here so we don't have to go through the email setup. I can customize this email if I want, but it looks incredible. And on the next page, I can also customize any one of these individually if I want to, but I don't, so I'm just gonna hit send. It asks if I want to enroll them in auto reminders, and yes, absolutely I do. Please, yes. I want you to hound them relentlessly until they give me all the goods. Reminders actually have their own email template here. I can change that if I want. Then down here, I'm just gonna click enroll. Very cool. Now, gang, nailing your tax intake, it can save you a mountain of time. And I wanna stress one thing, because our instinct here is to try to go to our practice management system and let that handle intake for us. But the sad reality today is there is not a PM on the market that does a good enough version of tax intake yet for me. I implore you, try going through the process that your PM offers. Then try going through the process with a great intake tool like Stanford Tax. And resist the urge to be like, I'll give my PM another year because they said that they're working on it. You know who else is working on it? Stanford Tax. And you have the need for a good tax intake tool today. So don't let half-baked PM features keep you from picking up a solution that solves the actual problem you have today. Because oftentimes when PMs do release a feature, it won't be as good as the dedicated tool for that job. And now you're like a year behind of where you would have otherwise been. Okay, thank you to Stanford Tax for sponsoring this demo day. If you are a tax firm, I'll share an entire playlist of cool tech for tax firms here, stuff to look seriously at before next busy season. Cause it's coming. Oh, baby, is it coming.